Bruce's big call. Dinar Intel Thursday night, March 27, 25. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Bruce's big call. Dinar Intel Thursday night, March 27, 25. Transcribed by Wiser, now emailed to recaps. Welcome everybody to the big call tonight. It's Thursday, March 27th, and you're listening to the big call. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Good to have you again, and we look forward to having a great call. Got some interesting things to tell you when my segment comes around, but before we get there, let's go ahead and pray the call in. Alright, let's talk about where we stand on the rest of the story with the intel that we've been getting. A lot's been happening this week, especially since Tuesday. And you know, it's funny, I tend to start either with Iraq or with the bondholders. And I'll start with bondholders. Bondholders are being told they'll have access to their accounts, which has the money in the accounts already waiting for them to gain access to it. And it should be over the weekend. It could very well be Saturday. I doubt they have it before Saturday, but I think that's probably a safe bet from what we're hearing from the bond paymasters. Now, one good thing that did happen. You know what's happening is, even though bonds are only being handled out of Reno and out of Miami with international flights coming in, resuming again to Sparks Reno Airport and Miami International Airport on the private side. You know, for people that are international bondholders in Tier 3, some of them are whales. Maybe not quite in Tier 2, but pretty good-sized whales that are coming in and getting their bonds transacted. Well, today, they went through all of the bonds out of a central location, and they report back to Wells Fargo Atlanta for this. And so Atlanta is telling us I'll back up a minute. At 10 o'clock this morning, approximately 12% of the bondholders had been gone through in terms of the provenance. The fact that, okay, who is the owner of this bond? Is the owner transacting, or is someone transacting on behalf of the owner of the bond as a second party that has legal right to do that, power of attorney over that bond, and how's that going? Is that something that is happening lawfully and above board? Or are there certain bonds and gold-backed bonds that they cannot match up to the actual owner of the bond, or to a power of attorney for someone who is negotiating that bond? I mean, this type of activity was going on all day today, and maybe started yesterday, but I know I got word just before the call tonight that they actually went through and finished all of those that they were trying to find out the legitimacy of the provenance of the bonds as I described. Well, that's good. So that part looks like it's complete. That's something that we actually give value to when we begin our exchanges. It's a weird formula of how that's all working. So I guess we can say, from the bond component of everything that's happening, it looks like it's in good shape. And it's complete, but they are continuing to test other processes for the release of the revaluation of RV, if you will, the releases of everything that we need to begin our exchanges. The actual full revaluation is supposed to happen a little bit later, after the first week or so of April, but we don't need all the currencies to be revalued for us to begin our exchanges, because the majority what we're hearing from a very key player. We've heard a couple of different things today, and one of the things was that the Iraqi dinar. Okay, so that dinar, the Vietnamese dong and the Zimbabwe zim dollar. We call it the Zimbabwe dollar. It's a zim we call it for short, but those three currencies are the keys to the gateway for our exchanges. So those three, the gate has been opened, those three are good to go. And because of that, we are good to get started. Okay, so that, let's see. Beyond that they're testing, we're at the highest security right now. See what's it called? Well, where 1 is the lowest number is actually the highest security, and that's where we are. DEFCON, DEFCON COM, DEFCON 1, DEFCON 1. That's where they are right now, which is good. That means everything's on high alert, high security, and needs to be there until this event is at least initiated. Now, who's in control of what's going on right now? Department of Defense, DoD, in conjunction with President Trump, and also in conjunction with National Security. What they're doing is they're going through this process. And these processes of release, they're determining, is there anything in the way? Nothing is supposed to stop it once it's initiated. Is there anything that would interfere with this going? And as it goes through those various steps, these algorithms, other things that are put in the pathway, to make sure that everything is above and copacetic, and that's what's happening now. So let's boil it down to what's going on. We believe what I'm hearing from multiple sources that I mentioned. The bondholders should get access to their funds over the weekend, and we're hoping that is Saturday. We're believing we'd get no.I and begin to set our appointments, possibly as early as tomorrow, but more likely Saturday or Sunday. So we're going to be pretty close to a true shotgun start. Looking for the weekend right now and the other thing they were doing this afternoon is they were loading the 800 number. Assuming it's just one, could be more than one, but I believe the 800 is being loaded into various systems. The Starlink, QFS, the fintech system, wherever it needs to be loaded, it's being loaded in this afternoon to get that done. And we'll see how it comes out, how it manifests after that. I believe I'll be notified fairly early with the number. Get in touch with Bob and tell Bob to go ahead and place it on the website. Which is Big Call Universe. Put it on the landing page of the website, and then we'll talk about when we're going to send out the email that would have that number in it to the people that have registered. You could see your own email coming from Wells Fargo over the weekend, and then we could be sending ours at the same time. A little before, a little after, hard to say, the time, because I don't have the timing on the Wells Fargo emails yet. And of course, this is our last fall of the week, so I'll have to say that we'll hopefully get this over the weekend. Maybe if we do a celebration call on Tuesday, we can regroup and talk about some things then. So in short, we're looking good as everything is coming together. Let's talk about dates. Remember the 2nd of April, which helped me with, I believe it's Tuesday. What's it called? It's not Freedom Day, but it's like that, and it's a date that is important for us. Because starting then, that's when the tariffs are supposed to be made official and then put into effect on the next day, which is Wednesday. Thank you guys. Thank you Bob. Freedom, Liberation. Liberation Day is exactly right. That's what it is. Liberation Day. And a lot of people think, well, that's when we're gonna start. That's where we think the RV is going to happen. Well, I think we're going to get started before that day. But Liberation Day is the day that the Doge checks and direct deposits are supposed to start, because that week, that first week of April, is when that is supposed to happen. And in the month of April, not necessarily the first week, but in the month of April, we are supposed to see an increase in the Social Security payments that are going out. I don't know if it's going to go out as a separate payment, or whether Social Security on the Wednesday, when everybody gets it, Wednesday, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, Wednesday of the month. They might have it together, where they'll be increased on your regular Social Security day, which, let's see, the first Wednesday would be the 3rd, wouldn't it? So it'd be what, the 3rd, the 10th, 17th and 25th, those would be your 4 Wednesdays in the month of April. Okay, so we should see it. From what I'm being told by from sources in Society Security, we should see that in April. I just don't know if it's going to happen, like I said, on the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th of the 24th, but we'll see. Keep an eye on that. Now to deal with R&R. I've told you guys for 2 months now, at least, that R&R is going to happen. For those of us who are exchanging at the Redemption Center, it'll be there, and it's probably an amount that they would put into our Quantum account. They are supposed to tell us what the amount is, but they won't break the amount down. There will be a gross amount. Whatever it is, single lump sum payment for those who go into the Redemption Center to redeem our ZIM and exchange our currencies, so we'll have that when we go in. I'd rather have it separate, but that's how they're going to do it. Can you move that money? You can put money from your Quantum account into your Wells Fargo primary/secondary accounts. At some point, you'll set up other bank accounts that are connected to your Quantum account where you'd use your Quantum card. And move funds from that Quantum account to your primary or secondary Wells accounts or to another bank account. My understanding was you could have 3 different banks associated with your Quantum account. Alright. So we'll learn more about that when we get there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else of value to us. So R&R at the Redemption Center, Doge checks or direct deposits starting on April 2nd. Yes, April 2nd is Liberation Day. And then, of course, we go from there Social Security and probably on the Wednesdays starting the 3rd. And we'll see how that works out, we'll see how that happens. As far as exchanges for us, it looks like we're going to get our notifications over the weekend, and maybe even start Saturday or Sunday and go right through Monday. Monday is still the 31st of March. So we still have a few days, in which case we could get started this month. I am not hearing that we will have to wait till the 2nd or 3rd to do our exchanges. I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing that this could go and should be over this weekend, course. So that's where I am on the thing right now. looking forward to it, and don't know if there's anything else of value there. So plus, realize this, that's how when we stop doing these live calls, which could be it, this could be we might do one Tuesday. But it could be a celebration call, and we want to be able to keep in touch with everybody that wants to help us do projects together. After all, this goes in a couple of months when we get everything settled in, websites out, and the projects that are defined for Rebuild America. And I'm excited about what I'm looking into and talking with Bob about and others about, and it's going to be a good thing for us to start again. So that's what I wanted to say for tonight. Let's go ahead and pray the call out, and then we'll have a great weekend. Hopefully, everything comes through for us this weekend. Let's do that. Alright, guys, everybody, have a great weekend. Keep an eye on your emails. Good night everybody. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.